begin. Good morning and welcome. We are all so looking forward to this program. A few little details. There will be an opportunity for questions at the end. And before we get into the program, please mute yourself so that we don't have a lot of background noise. Judy, please continue.
Hi, I am Judy Verbanitz, the Tech Trek coordinator for this year. And I would like to start out by addressing the description of Tech Trek and how it fits into AAUW. A little history: in 1998, a woman by the name of Mary Wolbach, who is an AAU California member, founded Tech Trek with the help of an AAUW Community Action Grant. And today this program is offered at 22 sites in the nation. It's a hands-on problem-solving residential camp that provides encounters with like-minded girls and women role models in science, technology, and math. This model addresses factors that may contribute to the underrepresentation of women in STEM fields. These factors include gender bias and negative stereotypes. In other words, that whole idea of, oh, girls aren't as good at math and science, boys are always better. The other factors that they have found that contribute to less representation are the way that college curriculum in science and math are designed, as well as workplace attitudes and configurations. The AAUW is committed to developing women leaders and promoting equal opportunity for women in education and in the workplace. The latest information that AAUW has was studied back in 2013, but as you'll see, little has changed. In early education, girls and boys perform similarly in math and science, but this changes by high school and continues through graduate school. In 2013, women made up 30% of computing professionals. Amazingly, this is exactly the same as it was in 1960. In 2013, only 12% of engineers were women. The girls who participate in Tech Trek develop confidence in their potential, which addresses this factor of gender bias and negative stereotypes. They're not willing to let people say, oh no, boys are better than girls. They're confident in saying, you know, I can do this too, and I'm going to. This confidence is developed from all aspects of the Tech Trek experience. And it encourages the students to continue pursuing math and science topics and even striving to accomplish goals that they originally thought were beyond their reach. Active involvement in engineering projects with emphasis on application to community relevant problems conveys the message that engineering is not simply a solitary technical profession, but fits with the communal goal of helping and working with other people. Those goals are quality that are important to women. A 2013 survey of Tech Trek participants, alumni that is, demonstrated that this week-long camp sparks curiosity and places girls on a path towards success in STEM areas. I would now like to read two short paragraphs from two participants in the Tech Trek program. And these are from 2018, which is the last time that the program was in person because of the COVID pandemic. So this one says, thank you for allowing me to attend Tech Trek. It was a unique experience that I will never forget. I am so glad I was able to form bonds with girls that have similar interests as me, and we were able to encourage each other to do our best. I was placed in the anatomy class, which was a major change for me because I have always been squeamish about dissections. I learned to get over my fear of dead animals and found the fetal pig dissection interesting. The afternoon classes were also great fun. There was one about managing finances that was very helpful. I also learned to handle stress better with the stress management class. We were able to travel to Viasat and talk to female role models in the engineering field, which was very inspiring. Hearing about how these women got to where they are today made me think that a career in engineering might be possible for me. Thank you for helping me have this wonderful experience. What that shows is the idea that, everybody going to the camp is in the same kind of area where they're like, gee, I don't know anybody. But what you find is that there's a lot of camaraderie. The girls all come together and they really support each other. So you're going to make a lot of new friends and be inspired by girls who want to do the same things that you do. The last one I want to read is, thank you for giving me this marvelous opportunity. I have learned so much in my core class, chemistry. Some experiments we did were color changing soap, making crystals, sadly they didn't form, learning about polymers, pH, finding your own DNA, making batteries with vinegar, nails, copper, and an LED light, paper chromatography, elephant toothpaste, and many other things. Chemistry helped me consider more career options in the STEM field. In the dorms, I met many new people that helped me be more social and form more friendships with people from different places. I really enjoyed this opportunity and thank you. So at this point, gives you kind of an overview as well as information from girls who have been there and how much they enjoyed it and the different sorts of things that they did. At this point, I would like to turn the program over to Linda Quimby to introduce our speaker.
Hi, everybody. I missed the mute button. Anyway, welcome this morning, and it's my privilege to introduce our keynote speaker for today, Dr. Jackie Trishman. Before I do that, I just want to ask everybody to check and be sure you're muted. And if you're comfortable turning off your video during her presentation, that'd be great. It just saves bandwidth to make sure we don't have any glitches along the way. And for questions, we'll be doing question and answer after her talk. But if you think of questions along the way, be sure to type them into the chat, and I'll look through the chat at the end of Jackie's talk and just make sure that we get to your questions. Or we'll ask you to turn on your video and wave at us, and we'll ask you to state your question. So, Dr. Trishman has served as Dean of the College of Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics, or STEM, at Cal State San Marcos since July of 2020. She earned a BS in Biochemistry from Virginia Tech and a PhD in Oceanography from Scripps Institution of Oceanography. She taught at Tulane University in New Orleans and at UC San Diego, before serving as a faculty in chemistry and biochemistry at CSUSM, where she introduced a class on the chemistry of chocolate, which I'd really like to take. Let's see, I got so caught up in the chocolate. Let's see, where was I? She served in many leadership roles across CSUSM campus for 26 years, then stepped into the role of dean right as the pandemic hit. Jackie is passionate about student success through the promotion of active and engaged learning, the building of community, and the cultivation of a strong sense of belonging for CSUSM students. She is particularly committed to the development of student clubs, internship and co-op programming, peer and professional mentoring, connection to our local community, and to the support of undergraduate research experiences. She is a member of the Mar-Leucadia branch of AUW, a member of our Novel Lovers Book Club, and a big fan of Tech Trek. So now I'd like to share my screen and turn it over to Jackie.
All right.
Okay.
So let me do a sound check there, Linda. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you great, Jackie. Share. All right. Oh, this I was supposed to have up while I was speaking. Forgot that part. Oh, well.
That's all right.
So, okay, we'll move on. There we go.
All right. That was a picture from the Bahamas from when I was a graduate student and collecting in the Bahamas, and somebody took one from up above, and that was my pose. All right. Okay. So thank you for the invitation. And as Linda introduced, I am the Dean of the College of STEM, so Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics at Cal State San Marcos. But I started my career actually on the East Coast. So I'm going to talk about that a little bit. So go ahead, Linda, to the next slide. I'll talk a little bit about my path. And I want to really emphasize that at your stage right now, you might think that your path is really a straight and narrow line, and it is anything but that for almost every student out there, because you don't know everything that's available. I've had students who came in, pre-med, wanted to do LASIK surgery, make the big bucks, that sort of thing, ended up going to med school and is now the pediatrician who wears the clown nose at Rady's. So, it's definitely something that when your passion ignites, you will know it. And those paths can look like, like you're going in a good direction, but you don't necessarily know what's on the other side of the forest. And that's what I was kind of showing in the bottom left. And then above that, to the right, a lot of you don't have any idea what you want to do right now, and you're exploring all of these different things and trying to find the path, and that's absolutely fine. And a lot of times your path looks like climbing a mountain and a lot of twists and turns, and that's okay too, because you're going to get where you really feel like you want to go eventually with persistence. My path, I thought, was going to look like the top right, where I just, skipped across the stones right into the water. And that was what I thought in 7th grade. I told my dad that first off, I cleaned the neighbor's pool with scuba gear so I could learn how to scuba dive. And from that point on, I wanted to be a marine biologist. My dad said in 7th grade, there's no money in marine biology. You don't want to do that. And so I was like, okay, all right, I'll listen to him and do something else. But it came